For this exercise, we have a very simple practice mixed with a very simple concept. The practice itself is called Pāida. It is just a light tapping or brushing of the skin. You can find a bazillion videos of this on YouTube. Just look up Pāida. Some people do it with bamboo sticks. Some people do it with these funny bean bags. They're all pretty good. People have certain pathways that they follow, and there's all sorts of value to following those pathways. But this video is looking at something reasonably particular, that the skin is essentially the physical barrier between what I count as me, as in everything underneath the skin is me, and everything outside the skin is not me. And clarifying this can have a huge benefit to our psychology, to our feeling of sense of self, to our spatial awareness, to feeling that we're in the right place at the right time, to our alignment with the world, and so on. If we can't feel the skin, we can't feel the communication between inside and outside, and we have a problem. We really need to clarify the skin so we know who we are, so we know where we are, so we know what we like and don't like, and so on. The patting itself, there's again a bunch of different theories, but because I'm trying to make it sensitive for this exercise, then I don't want to pat too hard. You will feel some stuff if I pat really hard, but it also makes the skin kind of close the pores, which will deaden a certain level of sensitivity as a kind of byproduct. So pat as lightly as possible, but we can do it really kind of light and rapid to encourage the young aspect, the revealing. And we don't really have to follow a particular pathway. If you want to follow channels because you know your channel theory, then do that. But in general, we just want to pat the entire surface of the body. That is step one. Step two is after we've patted the entire surface of the body, we want to stop and listen to the difference between the surface, this limit between me and the outside world, and really, really pay attention to the difference between how I feel inside this surface and the outside world that's outside this surface. For example, standing here in the room while I film, I can feel my shirt, my clothes, I can feel a slight breeze from the aircon. All of that is not me. It's stuff that's outside the limits of my skin. But I can also feel my skin itself, the hairs maybe getting bothered by the circulation of the air. I can feel the temperature of my skin different to the temperature outside. I can feel muscle connections somewhere, tensions somewhere. All these things are inside me, and so kind of in this sense, they're me. So I clarify the difference between me and the outside world just by paying attention to this threshold between them, the physical threshold of the skin. Cool. To make this feeling as clear as possible, the alignment points work really well. It will really heighten the feeling. Of course, I can do it standing like a slob. It works to some degree. It will just work better if I take my posture as I explained in the standing practice videos with the alignment points. So go watch them if you haven't before doing this, just so you're clear on those points. You're also going to have to excuse me because my microphone tends to fall, so I have to hold it sometimes while I do this, or if I have to correct it. It's just a technical feature of these videos at the moment. I'll start from the legs and work my way up. But first, as we get started, I just find my alignment in the center. I open my body as much as possible and release it as much as possible to find some sort of centered, released posture. And I tune in to what I feel like right now. Oh, and there's some more release there. That's nice to get started. Okay, once I'm ready, I want to start on the legs. I can start at the bottom or at the top. Again, for the purpose of this, my whole goal is to really just get every surface of the body. And it can be nice to treat the limbs like they're rectangular with a front surface, an outside surface, a back surface, and an inside surface. doing a few laps of one leg, a few laps of the other. Again, the only methodical thing I'm doing is making sure I didn't miss any surfaces, get all the toes, all the inside of the arch, the heel, the Achilles. Maybe I do both at once just to get the legs nice and clear. Particularly the back of the legs, in the crease of the legs, hamstrings, all up under the butt. And I'm just going to do the waistline. Fix my mic. I move up. I find all sorts of interesting ways. Of course, the back becomes a little tricky. I like doing this crossover so I can get up the lat and over the shoulder. Works nicely. Then I do one arm. Can do the outside, the inside, the outer edge, the inner edge. A couple of times. Can do the other one. A couple of times. And then do all around the neck. And any kind of light tapping or brushing, rubbing can work. I actually prefer tapping, but if you like rubbing, it can work for you. Go all around lightly on the face, on the ears, behind the ears, around the back of the neck, on top of the head. And then I stop and I feel the entirety of my skin. This limit that separates me from the outside world. I notice the qualities of the outside world, the cool air, the clothes sitting above my skin, the space around me. I notice inside my skin, the warmth and tingliness inside, the tensions, the ongoing releasing that's happening by itself because I've practiced a lot. The breathing, of course, feels inside. And then I go to the threshold between the two. Like what's between the last atom of your skin and the first atom of the air outside. All around the body. And I just rest my attention on that threshold between me and the outside world. It's a very physical threshold we're talking about here. We're not talking conceptualizations or unity theory or anything like that. It's just a very mundane version of me and the outside world. Just feeling that threshold, letting the attention sink into it. Allowing it to clarify itself. We don't need to make anything happen for this to occur. I just rest my attention on the entire surface of the skin at this threshold. And I stay for as long as I like. Of course, when I'm ready, I can do a little closing routine of any kind. Stay for a second to release myself from the exercise. And then I'm done.